Two, one. Greetings, peoples of the interwebs. Jake, and joining me are my co-hosts Dave and Jordan, and special guest Phil from Filmbeef.
Hello.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. Glad to be here finally.
Yeah,
It's effects.
Been quite the hassle to get all of our schedules in line to do this podcast.
It's been years in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Just
should I plug now?
Yeah.
All right.
away.
So, we've got a website, filmbeef.com, and we have a podcast, Filmbeef Podcast. We review movies. We interview some people every now and then. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, every podcasting app. We also have a YouTube channel. We have a couple video reviews and all that, so check us out.
It's a lot of fun. They were gracious enough to bring me on board for the San Andreas film to do a review, and I'll just say that was a lot of fun and surprising how that went. But I'm not going to give away the details. You'll have to go to their podcast to check that out. But for those of you who are illiterate and can't read the title of this video, which will be something along the lines of Captain America 3 Civil War podcast, that's what we're talking about. So, who wants to...
I'm illiterate, so thank you.
Okay.
And
So-
I had no idea what we were doing.
Alright, so this is for Dave and all the other Daves out there. So I guess first off, we're all excited for this film, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Captain America 3.
Yeah. Or I guess Avengers 2.5
Well, yeah.
would
Yeah,
probably be
pretty much
more
have.
accurate.
That's
Pretty
more
much.
Who's
Yeah.
not back, I guess, would be the question.
Everyone's back, and then they've
Yeah.
got this huge, cast of other actors, which I guess we can go ahead and just start there.
Martin Freeman's coming
Yeah, Martin
in.
Freeman as in no one knows who
It's
he's
kinda
going to be,
unknown, yeah.
which I like that, because I'm trying to figure out who he's going to be in Civil War, because I'm kind of drawing blanks. Some people think maybe he'll be Norman Osborn, because Norman Osborn plays a pretty big role post Civil War. So maybe setting him up for Norman Osborn, Spider-Man, possibly. That's just one of the
Possibly, I
theories.
sort of see that, though. I kind of, as we did addressed on a previous podcast, I kind of hope they don't go the Norman Osborn
Yeah.
route. But
Then let's see, who else do we have? We've got the introduction of Black Panther. He's officially going to be in Civil War.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, because they kind of had an Easter egg a bit with Age of Ultron. For those of you who haven't seen it, spoiler: Ulysses Claw, played by the great Andy Serkis, and it took
he
place.
was a nice surprise. I
Yeah.
didn't know he was going to be in it.
He served no role in that movie whatsoever.
But I'm okay with it though, because it's Andy Serkis.
But he gets money.
Yeah.
And he wasn't CGI either.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know what his last physical role was.
Prestige, maybe.
Yeah, it was.
I could
Well,
be wrong. Feel
he
free
was-
to
yeah.
correct us here, people
No,
viewing
that
this.
was after Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I think that was after Lord of
Because
the
he
Rings.
did appear in the Return of the King as pre-Gollum.
I was unaware of that.
I think that's in the extended.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think they show it briefly in the regular cut. But
Yeah, they might have. It's been so long.
I'd say my biggest problem is actually with the cast list. The fact that they revealed Crossbones is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Frank Grillo?
Yeah.
I don't
Like
like
him.
that they revealed it.
What was that?
Yeah, it does kind of ruin the...
Yeah.
Surprise.
Oh,
I
okay.
like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I like the guy playing him, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I guess you have to have some kind of setup if he is, working for Hydra or whoever.
Yeah.
But I just don't like that it's almost an inevitability that Cap gets shot.
Spoiler for those of you who haven't read the
Yeah.
Civil War comic.
Okay, I didn't know how spoilery we'll
Yeah, well,
get here.
let's just
whatever.
go. Let's just go all in. Civil War. The comic's been out for a while.
Yeah, it's
and
been on. You should
Well, I
read
mean-
it by now.
I don't
I don't know
also
how-
watch any Civil War speculation video. All of them mention Captain America dies in
Yeah.
quotation marks at the end of Civil War. So
I know that isn't that kind of the plan, that it's all, even Thor Ragnarok is going to put Thor out of commission, and Tony's quit being Iron Man
Yeah.
twice already,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, why not?
so they can
Third time.
focus on the new guys in the first Infinity Wars.
yeah.
But, I mean, that's kind of... It seems sort of inevitable, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bucky picks it up for Infinity War.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. So we were kind of
Sebastian
talking
Stan
a
is
little bit
back,
about that before we started recording. But yeah, I think Winter Soldier's, I think, better than Falcon to pick up the mantle.
Yeah, if we want to go current comics.
Yeah.
But
I like also how Marvel kind of recently, the last couple of years, have been going more to the source material, the
Yeah.
comics, especially with what's getting ready to happen now.
Yeah, and I do think that like Civil War is a great concept.
Yeah.
Whenever they introduced it, like even if it was like 10 years down the road, that's just a great concept because that was one of the biggest events in Marvel Comics.
It probably puts them in reality more than.
Yeah, and again, like obviously they've done huge crossovers before, but I think that was probably their best, just because it's one thing for like Avengers crossover and fight Loki or Ultron or whoever, but they're fighting each other.
Yep.
No one else has done that in comic book history, to where they're like, oh, we're going to take your favorite heroes and have them fight to the death,
it
basically.
takes the whole secret identity thing to
Yeah.
another level.
Sounds like an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Though in in the cinematic universe there really are no secret identities.
No. But
Kevin Feige or
Feige.
Feige.
I think we've had to correct you on that before.
Because it's not.
It
Feige.
looks like Feige.
Yeah.
I was saying Feige to like be nice to him. Feige is ridiculous.
That
Change
is
that. I know you're listening. But anyway, this guy has already said, that's not what it's going to be. It's not going to be about secret identities. It's going to be more about them being held responsible.
Yeah, which that was kind of the bigger part of Civil War. It wasn't. I mean, the secret identity was just part of it. But I think the biggest
Spider-Man thing.
The biggest thing was just having them, regulated, because it makes a lot of sense. Like after all the destruction all these heroes cause, even though they're saving people, it's like buildings get blown up, people get hurt or killed. So it makes perfect sense for the government to finally be like, we need to try and regulate this to hopefully prevent further, casualties and, damage to property and stuff like that.
I think it's kind of a semantics argument at this point, but I feel like Age of Ultron should have just been an Iron Man movie, for one, because of Ultron's impact on the overall universe seems fairly insignificant.
Yeah.
It didn't really further the Thanos
No,
not really.
So I would think it would make more sense that Cap 3 would be Avengers 2,
Yeah.
It kind of seems like it.
Because, I mean, you were dealing with the same gym and everything else.
Yeah.
I went way off track. I'm talking about Ultron now. But
Ultron did kind of. It's supposed to lead into Civil War, because after again they destroyed a pretty good portion of South Africa, and just all over the country.
But in the first one,
now it's I guess that was New York, and now it's international.
Yeah.
So.
The first one is New York centric, and there's plenty of damage there. Really, in Avengers 2, they damage some made up country and fake Russia.
Yeah, so who cares about that place?
Russia.
A fake city in Africa.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense logically to me that there would be repercussions for their actions from the first movie.
Yeah.
And not so much from the second one.
So
I don't know if it makes sense that much as far as narrative.
In the U.S., but I could see it being more of a global thing, too, which...
I don't know if Civil War really addressed that, though, in the comics. Like, whether that was just, like, a U.S. thing, or if it was, like, an international thing where, like, all the countries were cracking down on metahuman registration and all that.
And they had the 50-state initiative, right?
Yeah.
Shortly afterwards.
I want to say it was probably just the U.S., but it's been a while since I've read it. So.
Also, I know when we were reviewing our Ultron, I know Jake and I don't remember if you guys felt we didn't really feel a Civil War.
Yeah, I was expecting him to like have a bit more tension, I guess, between Cap and Iron Man. Which I mean, there was a little bit, but not enough to where you're kind of like, oh, those two are definitely going to get out in Civil War.
Well, see, that was the big problem I had with Ultron, because I feel like Cap at the end of Cap 2 was like, SHIELD sucks.
Yeah,
I'm against these guys.
Yeah.
And then by the end of Age of Ultron, he's right back up in it.
Yeah.
It's a complete regression away from Civil War.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense that the next time you see him, it'll be Civil War.
Yeah, but I think that's the big thing with the crossovers too, is you kind of sacrifice the individual storylines or ideologies to, you got to have Captain America in there, so.
And I get that, but
I guess that's what the Avengers movies are going to be. It's going to be the big fun team up movie. You're going to get more of the. just Cap 2 is probably the best.
Probably the best Marvel film.
It's
in
not.
terms
I
of,
will say it's not my favorite, but
If
it was more of a spy thriller than
It's between that and Guardians for me. That's top
Yeah,
two.
Guardians my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah, Guardians is
There's no question. I
Yeah.
don't think.
That's such a fantastic film. But I think one thing though that kind of I think they really need to get right is with Civil War is that both sides need to be neutral. Like I know I guess the point is to side more so with Cap just because it is Captain America movie. But like they still need to stay fairly neutral. I don't want them to like make Tony Stark to be this, I guess, villain. Like he needs to be the antagonist, but they just need to. He doesn't need to be like. They don't need to force it down your throat that you're rooting against him.
No, that even needs to be. Yeah, need to be the antagonist. They both have a different point of view.
Yeah.
Neither one's necessarily wrong.
Yeah. They don't want you to pick like this is bad, don't cheer for him.
Yeah.
And this is good, you only should like.
Because again, it does make a lot of sense for pro registration, especially for heroes like Spider-Man, who, he doesn't get paid to do it. He's risking his life every day and trying to balance, his, home life with like Mary Jane or work with also being a superhero. So for a hero like him, that makes perfect sense. You're like, oh, finally, I can get paid. I can get government benefits. I can support my family while also being a hero. So it's like a win-win situation. Yeah. That's a whole other thing.
That's also a little off from the comic.
We'll not go into that because that might derail us a bit. And we kind of covered that a bit in the Spider-Man podcast we did a while back.
Unless Peter Parker just starts working for Tony Stark at the beginning of
which that's
as an internship at
Pete.
I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
If because I think now that they do have Spider-Man back, I think he's still going to be like the man in the middle where both sides are going to be fighting for him. Now, I don't think it'll be like a big role as Spider-Man in the film. I think it's more just going to like, oh, well, look at this upcoming young hero. I want you on my side, and then both of them are going to be like, no, join my side because of this, or join my side because of that. And I think it's going to be kind of the same premise as Civil War. I think originally they were going to do Black Panther as the man in the middle before they got Spider-Man back, which that's what I still wouldn't be opposed if he was still kind of neutral between the two.
I'm not sure it's going to have the same impact with the way they've set it up. Because in the comics, the whole reason it's a big deal with Spider-Man is because he's so adamantly against giving up his identity.
Yeah. And again, in the comics, he's like probably in his early 30s, and he became Spider-Man when he was 15. So a good 15 years, no one knows who he's been aside from a handful of close friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique situation too because he's such an established character
Yeah.
that we all know him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to see movies leading up to this guy. So
Yeah.
I guess technically they could still do that kind of storyline, but I don't feel like they're going to play it up nearly as much as the comics.
As they shouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think that's really going to be. I don't think they're going to pull that.
Yeah.
No.
Unless they're going for killing him off and bringing in Miles Morales.
I feel like we've had so many Spider-Man discussions through in different podcasts so much. Everything leads back to Spider-Man.
Or if Sony's
somehow,
going
some
brand
way.
new day
Yeah.
with their movies.
Yeah, I could see Miles coming in, I don't know, 5 years from now.
Yeah, I feel like Miles is inevitable. They're going to bring him in at some point. Just maybe Asa Butterfield gets too old, or he's done with it, and they're like, oh, time to bring in the new Spider-Man. So that way they can essentially do another origin story without.
We will see him. It's just to win.
Yeah. What are I guess like speculations and thoughts on what's going to happen in like Civil War? Because obviously it's not going to be like the comics because they don't have Fantastic Four or X-Men pivotal characters in the series.
Which is a shame because Wolverine's whole side story.
Yeah, I
is
would
my
love
favorite.
to have Wolverine in there.
I'd love to have Punisher, but and same with Daredevil, Luke Cage. All of them were like some of
all the Netflix people.
Yeah,
Yeah, Luke Cage is really important to the whole thing.
like Daredevil, Luke Cage.
Could bring in Daredevil now.
They could, but I think it's too late.
They won't.
They won't.
But like all of them, they were
Already
like
started filming.
But they were like, captains, like main, like generals. He was kind of like, okay, your task is recruit those people. You go there and do this. But that's, I guess that's not incredibly integral to the film because they're, they can't do everything like they could. But I don't know. I feel like even if they did have Fantastic Four and X-Men, that'd be a really long movie or.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Stretch it out for 4
Or be Civil War part.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. But
being the fans we are, we
Yeah.
like it. I don't know.
Yeah, they
how
can-
many
they can,
other
like-
people be like,
They can make
They
a
theater.
10-hour Marvel movie, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go see it as long as I've got breaks in between.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, how do you guys think they're gonna work with like the splitting of? Because that was a big part with Fantastic Four. Is like they were pretty much divided in half. Where like Sue and Johnny were like, no, we're going to Cap's side. Any like, do you think anyone's gonna fill in their roles, or are they just gonna do?
Well, I mean, I don't know if there's really a family.
I mean, they don't necessarily have to have
Yeah.
like a family or whatever, but I feel like
Buddy up right here, buddy up
Yeah,
over there.
I could see
Then,
Hawkeye
like-
and Black Widow being on opposite sides because they've been so close.
who do you think who's
Past two movies, I can almost kind of see it being more of a who's more loyal to Shield type of thing.
Okay.
You know?
I think Hawkeye goes with Cap because of the whole he has a family
yeah,
type thing.
that is true because
Yeah,
Yeah.
Black Widow's kind of on her. That's
Huh.
her whole life, and
Right.
I think it could. Yeah, it could be more of a kind of Shield versus traditional government type of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that makes the most sense though.
Yeah.
But I mean, Hawkeye's kind of inconsequential to the whole thing.
Yeah.
To be
I thought
honest
that
with
was
you.
Yeah.
that was something that Ultron really did right though. They finally kind of made him matter. I thought he should have died though. 'Cause
Yeah,
that actually
that's-
would have
that's how it
mattered.
felt.
it would have made it more.
Quicksilver was just brought in to die, and it was pointless.
Yeah, I think that was a sorry, Sony. We're only going to
Uh-huh.
take Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. And we're back. We had to have a brief intermission there, but furthering the speculation of like who do we think is going to go to which side on Cap and Iron Man. Like during the intermission,
Their positions are obvious.
some of them are, but like
Well,
Yeah.
Cap and Iron Man.
yeah, obviously. Unless
They're
we
gonna team up.
Well, I mean,
Or they should just switch them. Switch them from the comic.
Yeah.
You know,
I
screw
feel like
everybody's head.
I feel like that would piss everybody off.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
It'd be a surprise, but comic book fans would just be like, no, sending like angry emails and text messages and stuff like that.
Whereas I could sort of see that if, you know, from the bringing up the end of Cap 2, where, you know, Steve is really kind of against Shield now.
Yeah.
He's a different soldier. I could kind of see that if it's more of like a versus Shield type of thing.
Mhm.
That, you know, he's making a stand against it.
Mhm.
But I don't really know why Tony Stark would be so pro Shield.
well, the interesting thing about the newer Avengers
Mhm.
at the end of Age of Ultron is that Vision won't care about his identity since he's
Yeah.
a robot
Yeah.
now. Scarlet Witch more than likely won't care because no one knows who she is. She
Yeah.
has no family. There's no
Yeah.
connections.
Mhm.
Whatever. Black Widow's kind of in the same boat,
Mhm.
and so it's almost setting up like all these new Avengers will be like, yeah, sure, we're for it, and like they have no reason to go against it.
That is a good
Yeah.
point. 'Cause again, Shield kind of did just bring him in and be like, "Hey guys, you wanna
Yeah.
be superheroes?"
I guess
Okay.
the obvious two that stand out from that are Falcon and Cap,
Yeah.
who would be against it. Assume.
Yeah.
We assume they do.
Because I don't know. I feel like there might be a possibility of Falcon going to Iron Man's side. Because like if Winter Soldier comes back in the picture, I feel like he might be like, "What? We were fighting him."
I
Like
think
just
they're going to have to address that. 'Cause it was a big part of the ending of Cap 2.
yeah.
Oh no, I like their bromance. I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe they could make it like a three-way bromance. Steve, Winter Soldier, and Falcon.
Then have a comedy film afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. Might ruin the Marvel franchise, but
Maybe.
whatever. They can do whatever they want now.
Yeah.
After Guardians, that's just, I mean, come on now. That was a
have
fantastic
some
film,
fun.
and it was so obscure. But like, I don't know, because I also kind of feel like Scarlet Witch might not side with Captain America or Iron Man and like Shield, or I guess the new Shields, because she was kind of being manipulated and used by Ultron. So it's kind of like, you know what, I've been down this road before. I don't want to be like used and manipulated again. So I'm gonna go with Cap, where I can kind of just do whatever I want.
Yeah, but she also gave her body up to Hydra, so there's that.
True.
She's kind of hard to gauge where she'll fall on this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's really no.
And then her brother just died, so
Yeah.
who knows what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's really no downside for her personally to side either way. I don't think.
Yeah.
I guess my wildest speculation is that the events of the movie will happen, and you'll find out that that's not really Thor. That's Ragnarok.
The android.
It's setting up for the next Thor, which I think will probably be really stupid if it happens in the movie. But you never know.
What about Hulk? Where do we think? Like, do we think Hulk's gonna come back, or is he out of the picture for the time being?
He's in Fiji, right? He's in Fiji.
I think somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Gave him a nice little send off.
Yeah.
At the end of Avengers.
Which again, a lot of people are speculating. Oh, he's going to go off into space, and we're going to play Hulk. But that's probably not going to happen, or at least anytime soon. That would be great.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the setup was pretty spot on for it. So.
But again, even Joss Whedon, even Mark Ruffalo were like, "Nah, standalone Hulk film won't work."
Well, he's kind of an auto win for whatever side he's on. So.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not really fair.
No.
Yeah. But they're also bringing back Thunderbolt Ross, who is I guess the sort of antagonist in a way in the Incredible Hulk film with Edward Norton, where he's just kind of out to get the Hulk and control him. So some people are like, oh, is he going to be Red Hulk and maybe kind of fill in the void of Hulk not being there, but still have a heavy hitter on whoever side he joins? Most likely S.H.I.E.L.D., because he's a government official.
Yeah.
So that would be actually really interesting if he all of a sudden becomes like Red Hulk and just starts beating the crap out of people. Because like, who are you gonna?
That's why Hulk's gotta come back.
Yeah, maybe Hulk comes back. His Hulk senses are tingling. He's kind of like, no, there can be only one. And then a Highlander fight breaks out between the two of them. Probably not, but
you can always hope.
Yeah, it's speculation here. We're speculating.
Yep.
We don't know the answers.
Maybe Liv Tyler will come back and lure the Hulk back, right?
Maybe.
I would be perfect.
I feel like he's kind of more like, oh yeah, you were. I kind of like Black Widow right now. Can't
It's got that triangle below.
Yeah, I'd go with Black Widow personally.
Or he just doesn't know who she is, but she knows who he is.
Yeah. It's like that's right. You haven't been in a movie for so long.
Wait, you're not the same guy.
Yeah.
That's why I was so excited about the Thunderbolt Ross news, because it's like, hey, we're gonna get some more Hulk and maybe another Hulk movie.
Yeah.
You know, because World War Hulk and that whole storyline is
post
one
Civil
of my favorites. War. Yeah. So more Hulk, the better. I think.
Yep.
But they kind of took him out of the picture a little bit, at least.
Yeah. And again, I do get that, like, because Hulk is a hard.
There's definitely going to be a big return, no matter what it is.
Yeah. And Hulk is a hard character to work with, but I do feel like at the point that Marvel's at now, they can do it. Whether it's Planet Hulk, World War Hulk, they can do it.
Well, I've liked the way they've had Hulk in the Avengers.
Yeah, and I mean, even the Incredible Hulk movie I thought was not bad.
No,
like it was probably about as good as you can get with a Hulk film overall.
I like both of them.
I didn't like the first one.
I'll admit it.
Yeah. That's a whole other thing. We'll critique you on that after this.
His appearances since Incredible was, I think they.
I think they really nailed nailed the Hulk.
I think that's why it worked, because it's kind of in it's within the context of a team. And it's in little bursts. Are you gonna fill 90 to 120 minutes with just Hulk? I don't know. That's tough.
Unless again, Planet Hulk, where he just goes crazy and
that'd be pretty awesome.
But again,
because that's what people want with a character, but you can't do that for a full length movie.
Unfortunately,
that is a shame. But I mean,
I guess you could, but
you could argue that it's a good thing that we're getting kind of limited exposure to him.
Yeah.
Because the more I see Iron Man on the screen, the less I like the movies.
Yeah.
That he's centering.
Yeah.
Because I hated Iron Man 2. And in a lot of ways, I hate Iron Man 3 also. And I'm just kind of like, I just want him to have a working suit of armor. That's all I'm asking. Come on.
It's not too hard.
You've been on screen like 5 times. At least in Ultron, he had a working suit. For the most part, I guess.
It's just kind of a thing with those, I guess. It's what cool new suits can we come up with? He's got to have 6 different.
I think it'd be cool if he brought in the Hulkbuster. Even if the Hulk isn't involved, like in Civil War. I mean, why would he not bring in the Hulkbuster and like start beating Captain America,
maybe
whoever
the
he's
best
fighting.
fight.
It
in
was.
Ultron.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was
such
awesome.
a cool fight.
Much
Even
like Thor and Hulk was maybe the best in the first one.
yeah,
Too short though.
yeah,
Yes, it was.
They had to show us Captain America and Iron Man being mechanics
yeah.
for an hour and a half. I think it's like the longest sequence in a
Yeah.
movie ever.
Any other speculations you guys have at the top of your heads on what's gonna transpire in Civil War?
Well, let me ask you this: do you think any of the Infinity Gems will play a role at all in Civil War?
I kind of feel like they might not put a whole lot of emphasis on that.
Maybe a post-credit scene.
Yeah, maybe like a post-credit scene.
Kind of what
Hints
it's been
here
up
and
to this
there.
point.
Yeah.
I feel like Ragnarok might actually have a lot more to do with that.
Well, I mean, they did even say that Ragnarok was going to completely change the Marvel Cinematic Universe forever. I guess with like whatever's going to go on in Ragnarok. So yeah, I feel like that might be kind of getting more into the whole cosmic Infinity Gauntlet gems and all that stuff.
Right. And they kind of hinted at that with the pool sequence in Ultron, where
Yeah.
Thor gets that vision of the gems and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's kind of weird that they've. How many are there? Is there 6, 8 Infinity Gems, or is it less?
I think it's
It's 5.
yeah, 5.
And they've touched on 2, right? Only 2 so far.
See, there's the Mind
There's the one in
Gem.
Thor 2, and
Mind
then
Gem, yeah.
the one in Avengers 1 and 2, right?
Because the Tesseract is one of them, isn't it? Or is that?
That's just energy.
No, it was
Okay.
just, I guess, a means of conveyance.
Shows how much we know about
Let
comics.
us know.
But anyway, I just think it's weird that
I just can't remember. It's been a while since I've
you've got this big end goal,
seen
and
the movie.
they're just
Well, no, there's the
Like
Infinity
hints-
Gem in
hinting
Guardians of the
at it?
Galaxy. I don't know which gem
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah.
was.
Okay. It's 3.
So 3 of the 5. But yeah, it is kind of you got to add in the other 2, unless Thanos already has the other 2,
Yeah,
and then maybe
okay.
I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, you're gonna have to like kind of like cram that in one of the movies. Be like, Thor just magically has the other 2. There you go.
Well, I could see Loki somehow has gotten the
Yeah,
other 2.
of course.
Because
He's the bad guy again.
he is a great bad guy, but yeah, they need to give more light to some of the other villains. There's a lot of great
plethora
villains
of
in
other
yeah.
characters
Marvel.
to bring in.
I wish they had Doom.
Yeah, Doctor
Yeah.
Doom is such a great
It's a real
villain.
shame they
Yeah.
don't have Doom.
I know.
He's like the iconic
Won't
Avengers
anytime
villain.
soon.
Yeah. But Fox was like, oh no, we want to
No.
keep Fantastic Four and probably make another shitty Fantastic Four movie. Presumably. It hasn't come out yet. We'll see. But I'm not very optimistic about
I'm
it.
not.
Which we
Not holding
talked
my
about
breath,
a while
but-
ago. So
Yes,
check
we
that
did.
out.
Feel free to check out our trailer analysis on that. Shameless plugging.
I'll see it, but I'm not
Yeah.
really excited about it.
I think it's a really good thing that I guess it's the Russo brothers or
Yes.
whatever relationship they
Taking
are.
over.
Yeah, the fact that they're taking over for one, and what they did with the second Captain America movie.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just a better overall movie.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily comic movie
Mhm.
per
Yeah,
se,
it's
but
not,
just
yeah.
movie in general.
Sort
Yeah.
of defies the genre.
Yeah, and it's not as happy-go-lucky as everything else.
Yeah.
So I think it's in really good hands.
Yeah.
As far as Civil War goes and onwards.
Mhm.
But I guess my main concern is if they do end up killing Cap, that the way they bring him back is ridiculous or something.
Yeah.
Kind of like Coulson.
Yeah.
Agent Coulson. Like, that's why not just kill off this
Yeah.
shield agent? Like, at least put some real stakes.
Yeah.
Like, give them something to actually fear. Make us worry that our favorite character is gonna die.
Which they do need to actually kill off characters, like good guys. Because
Because I mean, at this point, you're gonna have like 25 people
Yeah.
fighting Thanos by Infinity War.
yeah, and like really like in
It's
pretty much all the
ridiculous.
movies, there's this huge epic scale, fighting, but like Thor gets knocked through a building, he kind of just dusts himself off. It's like, the bruise
And then
here
you-
and
Sorry
there,
about
but
And then you're gonna have a bunch of nameless ghouls
yeah,
or robots or whatever, just so everybody has something to do.
yeah,
Because you can't have 25 people
in
fight
Infinity War,
Thanos at once.
Yeah.
it'll be zombies or something.
Yeah.
They gotta have that faceless horde of enemies.
Something,
Keep the
aliens.
zombie kick
So all
alive.
the Avengers will be there. The Guardians will come in. Howard the Duck will show up.
I mean, they did introduce him at the end of Guardians, so
Yeah.
who's to say they won't make it happen?
They will have made a deal with Fox by then. So the Fantastic Four will be there.
Yeah.
Let's
Spider-Man
hope.
will be there. The X-Men will be there.
Yeah, so I guess I wanted to bring up, go back to who will be on whose side as far as the newer guys, like Black Panther, Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Is Doctor Strange going to be in?
He's gonna be in. There's speculation
I
that
don't know
like
if he'll be in this one.
they might be a cameo or they might mention him.
I mean, he's already been mentioned. But
Yeah, I didn't catch on to that until I think the second time I rewatched Captain America and they mentioned Stephen Strange. Just like, what?
yeah,
It's like, how did I miss that?
I got excited the first time.
I feel like Black Panther is either going to be neutral, like in the whole
I
Civil
could
War.
kind of see that.
'Cause they did kind of destroy his country.
He's
Like,
gonna
You
be
can
pissed.
see him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be really mad at them.
He's
Yeah.
probably the one demanding consequences.
It's gonna be awesome.
He could be.
Yeah. So maybe he's just kind of
Yeah.
like, no, you better pay like money or like help me rebuild my country that you destroyed. Sure, is to defeat Ultron, but
Of
come
course,
on.
that could very easily make him pro-registration.
True.
Or
But at the
however they're
same
gonna
time, he's a king
play that.
playing as as a superhero. I don't think
Well,
a whole lot of people would. I don't think he would want people to know. Oh, I'm a king, but I'm also
Well,
a
it may
superhero. Like at night.
May just be isolated to the U.S. He's not
Yeah,
asking for worldwide.
That is a good point.
Well, he could
even though that might
potentially
make more sense.
pull like a Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and be specifically hating Tony Stark
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was the Hulk and Iron Man who destroyed
yeah, that is.
South America. Everyone else was in that random dried up ocean shipyard thing.
Or it was Africa, not South America.
No, South Africa.
Yeah, South
Sorry.
Africa. Yeah, I don't want I don't want a whole bunch of like people in the comment section to be like, it's South Africa, not South America.
It's okay. We don't get comments.
Somewhere
Yeah.
below the equator. We
One
don't
of these
either. It's fine.
douchebags.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's a fictitious country, so who cares? Sorry, Wakanda, but you don't exist.
It doesn't.
No.
What?
Yeah.
That's,
Mind blown.
I thought that's where "see there" was from.
But yeah, I think that would actually make sense for him to kind of demand,
Yeah, man, I could definitely see that being kind of where he comes in. Whether how pivotal that is to the whole story.
yeah. 'Cause, I don't
But
think
I can
he'll
definitely
be.
see that's kind of how he gets introduced.
I don't think he'll be like a huge character. Because again, it's mostly going to be Captain America and Tony Stark again, just kind of facing off.
Still kind of, still kind of the core group.
Yeah. But yeah, I could definitely see him being like a small role, but a very pivotal role to kind of get the gears moving along.
I think it's kind of a shame that this new set of Avengers I don't think they're gonna get their due. Like we're not gonna get a real chance to see them
Oh no.
No.
do their thing.
No.
Now,
And like when they're all standing there at the end, I'm like, hey, I like this.
Yeah.
I like all these people. I think it would be really cool to have like alternate versions of everybody essentially, and it's gonna be interrupted. I mean,
Yeah, you're not gonna
Yeah.
get the effect of it.
There won't be a follow through for another couple of years.
which is a shame.
yeah.
I guess as far as the new people goes, you've got kind of a goofball Ant-Man, I assume.
Yeah,
Paul Rudd.
Ant-Man's gonna be in Civil War.
So
We'll see just how much in a couple months. But
right, yeah. I don't know how that'll be.
Where do you guys think Ant-Man will fall in the alignment?
I don't know if I even really see him being that big a character. He just kind of
Is
I think
there-
he'll just be there, because he's kind of the most recent addition.
Well, Hank, it's not Hank Pym. It's
Scott
kind of-
Lang.
Yeah.
I kind of assume Hank will be sort of done after the first movie.
Yeah.
Or
Given
maybe
that it's Michael Douglas. But
I mean, depending on how Ant-Man goes, maybe like Hank Pym already has like some kind
he's
of good
already-
relationship with like
they're, set photos and stuff.
Tony Stark or some
Oh,
kind of
right.
I would
connection.
guess
in
Iron
movie.
Man. That's just me guessing.
Yeah, maybe has like some kind of good connection with like, if not Tony Stark, maybe like his dad or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, well, hey, Tony Stark's a good guy. You should side with him during this whole conflict.
But like
Yeah.
it's Tony Stark and Reed Richards and Hank Pym as like heading up.
Yeah, they're like the main brains of the pro registration.
That's why I'm not sure where Ant-Man will fall.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, being Scott Lang.
Yeah, it's
I
different.
don't know
or
if Michael
Hank-
Douglas is on a cast list or anything.
Or like you were saying, Hank kind of tells Scott who he should go with. Scott goes with that person.
Yeah.
Realizes he's not for it. and
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, he
Something.
could be, like, your infiltrator for either
Yeah.
side, because, again, that's one thing Ant-Man can do. He can infiltrate
Yeah.
things with being able to shrink so small. So, yeah, that could be, like, maybe he'll be, like, pro registration at first.
May not
and
be
then,
a big story, but it's
No.
something with him.
Because, again, we don't know how big a role Spider-Man's going to be. And I don't think they're going to do the whole thing where he's going to reveal his identity. That might ruin...
For a new
Future.
actor,
I
that
hope
didn't
not.
really make sense.
I hope not.
So, like,
he's still trying to do
It,
it.
Because-
it wouldn't be a big deal to
the viewer,
the
or
cinematic
the audience.
universe
Yeah.
viewers.
Well, yeah, it would make sense in context of the film.
Yeah.
World.
Because,
It's
in the
really,
comics,
like,
Spider-Man
The
reveals his
fans
identity.
would get it. It would be a big deal, but at the same time,
Yeah.
in the context of the film, that he's
Yeah, it
the
would
new
be.
guy who just comes in and it's like.
Be like,
And
so
again,
what?
yeah. And again, people that just watch the movies don't really know anything about the comics.
Yeah.
So like, I get Spider-Man's big, but like, he just kind of came out of nowhere. Why
Yeah.
is that such a big deal?
So it might be like, whether it's Ant-Man, because in the comics, Spider-Man is the one who pro registration at first, and then when things get dark, he's like, I've made a huge
I think
mistake.
he was always kind of on the
I mean,
fence,
yeah.
but he's working
Yeah.
for Tony Stark.
Yeah.
and he's a bit of a mentor too.
So it could, they might replace that little story arc with Ant-Man or another one of the newer characters, and
Yeah,
kind of
I
be
could
like,
kinda see
hey, I'm pro registration, and then when things get dark, they're like,
Not
okay,
so much.
no, I'm out. I'm going to Cap's side.
Well, a thing they could do, since you brought up a good point, that so far none of them have concealed their identities that I know of. What they could do with Spider-Man and everyone else is kind of like how the X-Men movies did it, where they're searching out all the mutants.
Yeah.
Instead of that, they're searching out all these heroes that they've heard about, like Spider-Man running around New York,
Yeah.
Black Panther, etc. And then
even more reason to bring in Daredevil because that
Yes.
makes even more sense.
At least mention him.
Who's that guy running around in Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah.
and it's like some concentrated effort to
Yeah, at least mention him.
reveal all of their identities
Yeah.
and stuff, and then you've got the registration divide.
Yeah.
So
That is a good
I can
point.
see that, yeah.
it's possible it'd make more sense than like
Yeah.
someone just randomly being like, "Oh yeah, my identity's been secret this whole time."
Yeah.
Like, okay, kid,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's...
all right, just run on back to school.
and that would
Got
bring
to-
more
got
significance to
homework.
the revealing of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
because you would have him and a handful of other people, whoever else they wanted to bring up, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like that.
So how long will this film be? Have they said?
12 hours.
Yeah, because there's so much.
Yeah, because I know that's a concern with a lot of people, mostly the comic book fans,
Yeah.
because they're kind of like, it's
Well,
like
they
a
could
7-issue...
Yeah, they could probably push it to
They could.
3 hours.
But a lot of people are like, well, it's a 7-issue series, and they don't have the roster just like heroes and
Yeah.
villains, because the villains play a pretty
Yeah.
big part in it as well. Which that I think they can work with without like bringing in a whole roster of like villains and stuff like that.
They didn't really have a ton to bring in.
Yeah. But some people are kind of like, they're just gonna like cram a whole bunch of stuff in there and just cash grab this, which I don't think that's the case. Like I feel like with Marvel, with what they've done so far and where they're at, I don't think they would have gone with Civil War as like just a cash grab. I think they're going with Civil War because they're like, okay, we can't do it like the comics, obviously, but
Yeah, I mean,
we can still
they
make
have
it
a
work
plan.
as a film. Again, Russo brothers are directing, and just Captain America, Winter Soldier. Come on, that was a great movie.
Yeah, it's really.
I don't think anyone can deny that was a bad movie. It might not be their favorite, but how can
Yeah.
anyone be like, that movie sucked?
Yeah.
I mean, what this could be is kind of like the finale to like the Hydra
Yeah.
terrestrial villains.
Yeah.
That's a possibility because after this definitely need to get more cosmic.
Yeah.
You know, or else it'll just be like,
Same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Avengers 1 again. So, yeah, I mean, obviously Hydra's got tricks up their sleeve, and it would make sense with Crossbones because he's
Hydra agent.
Yeah. So I think that's the way you can bring in more villains.
I know they are bringing in Baron Zemo as one of the villains, which I'm not too familiar with him, but I know he's one of the, like, he's a big villain for, like, Captain America and the Avengers, and I think he is a Hydra, like, affiliate or agent or something like that. So yeah, that might be something they're doing. Is like, he's maybe, like, since the Red Skull's out of the picture, and maybe for good, we don't know. He could
just for Hugo Weaving.
Or yeah, just for Hugo Weaving.
Bring him back.
So they might use Baron Zemo as kind of like the substitute for Red Skull, and maybe he's wanting to like take over Captain America. Because now in the comics, when Captain America dies, in quotation marks, Red Skull's trying to like take over his body or something like that. So I don't know. They could add that spin to it.
And then it gets Professor X's mind.
So
Cyclops kills him.
That might get a little too complicated.
When they do Avengers versus X-Men, like 10 years from now.
Yeah.
What?
Well, there's some weird stuff in comics.
Like, we know it's going to be a long film regardless. Those people out there are going to.
Yeah,
there's
very well
so much
could be the longest Marvel
you can go into
film yet.
detail about that they won't be able to.
Yeah.
It's going to upset people just because.
Yeah, but
Like they should have done that.
Yeah.
I think realistically, like a 2.5 hour movie could.
Yeah, I think
do it
2.5,
justice.
maybe 2:45 tops.
Yeah, I mean, I think what was Ultron,
I don't think
220
they won't go
maybe.
through.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's 20,
Yeah, I can
25
see about
minutes onto that.
2:45.
I don't see people complaining that much.
Yeah.
Ultron's shorter than the first one too, so
Yeah.
there's. I'm not sure about the runtime.
Yeah,
Cap
no,
2.
yeah,
I have no idea.
Someone fact check that for us.
Yeah.
People listening to this.
You could be our first comment.
Yeah, and we'll maybe feature you in another video on being our fact checker.
That's Stat Boy.
Yeah.
Stat boy.
That's your power.
With the
Yeah.
power to stat.
Yeah, you're joining the Avengers of podcasting. But yeah, I think that's some really good points and speculations there. Anything else?
2 hours and 16 minutes on Winter Soldier.
All
by the
right.
way.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good lengthy film.
Add an
I guess
extra
we should
30
get-
minutes
yeah.
to this one.
I guess we should get
I'm
more
okay with
if it
that.
winds up being like an hour 20.
Yeah.
So it is a comedy.
It would literally just have to be like still frames of every character in the movie.
Yeah.
And it would be an hour and 20 minutes long.
Maybe and it'd be like a verbal debate. Maybe one
Yeah.
punch is thrown at the end. It's kind of like, I disagree, Cap.
Yeah.
Just like
It's some
goes
weird
over.
political movie.
Yeah.
It all takes place.
Steve
in
and Tony run for president.
a meeting of Congress.
Yeah.
Is where it all takes place. The whole movie.
And everybody's just coming. Yeah.
It'd
They're
certainly
all
be a different
testifying.
approach.
That's what the movie is.
Yeah.
They're all just testifying
Yeah, it's-
before Congress.
Yeah.
It's already happened, and it's just them on the stand about it.
Yeah, we don't get any of it.
That'd be a different approach, but not the right
Or
approach.
Civil
for Marvel.
War is just the post-credit scene in
Yeah.
Ant-Man,
Yeah.
and that's all it is. And then the movie
Yeah. Let's hope not that.
is the court case
Let's hope that's not the case.
because they want to go legal thriller.
And Matt Murdock's the lawyer.
Yeah. She-Hulk comes in.
Yeah.
It all comes back around.
Yeah.
We can make
Um,
millions on this.
That
all
really
in.
would be a cash grab if they did that. But we're going on about like 45 minutes. So I say we try and wrap this up. Many other.
We're almost going to be as long as Civil War.
Yeah, we're gonna.
2 more hours.
We probably could go on 2 more hours, but I don't think a whole lot of people want to hear us ramble on about
7
Civil War.
views.
Yeah, and get 7 views in total, and maybe one comment being like, "You guys are going on too long. Stop." So any statements before we wrap this up, gentlemen? Any-
Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what the because Ant-Man's going to be the only Marvel movie before Civil War, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I am interested to see what the post-credit scene of Ant-Man is, if it's going to set up for Civil War at all. I feel like it's either going to be sort of important to that, or it's it's going to be irrelevant to that. It's just going to be more Ant-Man stuff or whatever. But I think we already know that Ant-Man's going to be more integral to just the Marvel Cinematic Universe in general than
Yeah.
Guardians. I think they might come in for
Infinity War, like
but
part 1 or 2.
they're kind of off in their own thing.
Yeah. Do you want to like plug your channel one more time before we wrap this up?
Sure. Filmbeef Podcast. You can find us on iTunes, podcasting apps. We have a YouTube channel and we have a website, filmbeef.com. And I guess I should mention that we're starting a new podcast as well. It's Death to DVR. I think we're doing our first episode this coming weekend, 14th. And we'll be covering True Detective Season 2 on the podcast, and we have a website, death2dvr.com as well.
And what are you guys, what will you guys be doing on Death to DVR? Is it kind of the same thing as Film Beef, just with TV shows?
Kinda. What we're gonna do is, after a new episode airs of whatever show we're doing at the time, which will be Season 2 of True Detective, that starts on the 21st, right afterwards, we're going to get together and record a short episode, reactions. Eventually, it'll turn into theories, etc. So, yeah, it should be should be out the next day. So, you'll get it quick.
All right, yeah. Cool. And again, check it out, not just because I was on one episode of their podcast, but it is it's a lot of fun. You guys bring up a lot of good points in films.
Eventually, we'll do some kind of Marvel crossover with both of our podcasts.
We'll be the civil war of podcasting. Whose side will you choose? With that being said, until next time, everyone. Cheers.